Hey, what's going down, guys? TalkNorwichCity here. I'm joined alongside Michael Bailey today. Michael, how are you?
Good, Jack. Thank you very much. Yeah, not bad.
If the people don't know who you are watching, what do you do?
I'm a sports journalist.
Okay.
I write for the Eastern Daily Press, Norwich Evening News, Pinken.com, and I help present and put together the Norwich City content for Mustard TV.
Okay, so how did you get started in the whole sort of business?
Well, it's a bit of a long, convoluted story. Basically, when I did my A-levels, there were two things I wanted to be. I wanted to either be a journalist,
Okay.
sports journalist primarily, or a musician.
Okay.
I had a go at writing some songs and playing some gigs, and then I decided after that to do the other thing. So I did a journalism course in my spare time, which was on news. Learned sort of my trade and my craft through that. Did some work experience, and then when I qualified, I was going for jobs. This was all in London. I'm from here though, I'm from Norwich, so it's a question whether we moved back. And fortunately enough, after a few failed interviews, I got one here that was a success. I could have been a news reporter or a sports reporter. I got the sports job, which I think is where I wanted to end up anyway. And here I am now, really. It's probably been about 6.5 years I've been here.
Okay, so you didn't go to university, did you?
I didn't.
No. Obviously, you're going to have maybe a slightly different opinion, but would you recommend staying in education or trying to get into the workplace as soon as possible?
I think it depends on who you are, really, to be honest. You could do it either way. I never found it a particular issue. The things I wanted to do after school didn't require me to go to university, whereas I appreciate some people want to go because they want to keep learning things, which is brilliant too. I think what you want to do is do something that is worthwhile, and it's pointless doing university because you can't think of anything to do instead of it, and you end up doing something you don't like. Those years after sixth form were brilliant because you can achieve and do so much, and it's really, it's probably quite hard to appreciate that at the time. So I don't think it matters, certainly for where you end up wanting to get to, depending on what the job is. Take it or leave it, really. But if you want to learn and study more, then university is brilliant for that. Absolutely.
So what is your sort of the average day? You could say, I know your days are pretty hectic, but what would you say is the average day? What happens?
Average day. Well, the busiest day for me is a Thursday, where we tend to get in. We're planning our Mustard show, 3 up front. I'm scripting all that, getting pictures and slides together. That's sort of in the morning. I might start writing my Norwich City column, which goes in the EDP and the Evening News on the Friday, so that's obviously all needs to be written. I'll start it though, because then at lunchtime we tend to go to the press conference, because Norwich's pre-match press conference tends to be at lunchtime on a Thursday. So that tends to take 2 or 3 hours. It's quite a convoluted press conference, but that's the way it is. Get back, we'll edit some clips together, and finish planning the show, because obviously we'll have new information from the press conference. We'll edit all that together. We'll then film the show about 6 o'clock. And my colleague Paddy Davitt tends to do most of the writing from the press conference, so he's equally as busy as me. And then we film the TV show, and then I finish writing my column in the evening. It tends to probably be about a 12-hour day on a Thursday. Wow. So I've picked the busy one. Some days it's a little bit easier, and we can actually have a discussion about what's going on and things like that. But that's the meat and drink, obviously.
You're now involved heavily with Mustard TV. What would you say? What are your top tips for looking good in front of the camera and staying professional?
I respect you asking me that question, Jack, because I have no idea now. I've been doing it for about 5 minutes. It's really difficult. I suppose having played some gigs and been a musician, maybe it helps. I'm not so conscious of it. I could never do a stand-up routine because that's like mind-blowing how those people do it. But I suppose that being comfortable in front of people helps, clearly. Trying not to think about the fact you're standing in front of anyone. Just read what's in front of you, really. It's you have to have a lot of faith in the people in your ear, people in the studio that we're starting to work with now. That's a big thing. I can't do anything without those guys. So you have to have a lot of trust. And I think you have to just be relaxed. It's just as if I'm talking to you. Maybe a good imagination because you're not actually there. It's weird, but I really enjoy doing it, and I know it's not for everyone, and some people prefer being behind the camera and doing all that sort of stuff. But I really enjoy it, and I hope that it helps communicate some of the things we're trying to do, and that Norwich coverage. I hope it gives people an avenue for those sort of things and can get them involved. So that's it. Maybe keep a nice trim beard. That'll be the final one. I try.
What's the most enjoyable part of the job for you then? Obviously you write articles, you're in front of the camera, you've got a busy job, so what would you pin down as the most enjoyable?
I think it's difficult. I mean, as I said, I've been doing this job 6.5 years and I love it.
Yeah.
You obviously have tough days in any job, and whenever it becomes a routine, that does change it compared to if you're sitting down thinking about what you're going to do. But I think just doing something that you'd probably be doing in your spare time. We're getting to travel, follow Norwich City. I had a season ticket as a kid, so I've done all that. I know where the fans are coming from, and now I get to do that. I get to spend time assessing what's going on. I get to give people not a voice, but a chance to put their views across and be part of that medium. So it's a brilliant job just to be involved in something that I think you love doing. That's pretty much all anyone can really aspire to when they try and find a job or a career that they want to do.